What's up, guys? Welcome to the very first workout video. We are here at the beautiful Powerhouse Gym in Grand Haven, and what we are going to be doing today is triceps for you guys. As always, I got Matt with me here. We're going to do 5 different exercises for you today, and again, this is just a sample workout, but we wanted to give you as many exercises as we could without going too far overboard. But without further ado, Matt, what are we going to be hitting today?
Alright, so for triceps, the biggest thing for triceps is a lot of variety. Triceps have 3 heads. Depending on the exercise, is going to emphasize one head over the other. So you're doing yourself a disservice if you kind of just do similar exercises. So we're going to do 5 different exercises. Each exercise is going to emphasize a different head differently. So the first one we're going to do is tricep rope press downs, which works more of the lateral head of your tricep. Skull crushers, which is kind of more of an overall, it kind of hits everything. Dips, same thing. Reverse press downs actually work more of the long head of your tricep. Can't see it very well, but long head of your tricep. We'll go over this when we're doing them. And then V-bar press downs, again, are going to do more of the lateral head of the tricep. So vary your exercises. So you want to make sure you're hitting every single muscle fiber possible. The only muscle fibers that grow or respond to training are the ones that you stimulate. So you want to make sure you're hitting every single muscle fiber possible.
All right. And real quick, guys, one other thing that we wanted to go over today was when you see me doing these exercises, and again, remember that everybody's got different goals and everybody's got their own set of objectives, right? That's what we established in the first intro video. Now we want to build on that. So when you see me working out today, I'm sticking in my rep range of about 15 to 20 repetitions per set. The reason that I do those is because I get the best feel out of it, I get the best pump, and I can really kind of control my mindset and really feel the entire movement throughout. It just works best for me and for what I'm trying to do. So if you see me using a little bit lighter weight and going for a little bit more repetition, it's because of the goal that I am trying to get to. It's not a measuring contest. The greatest thing about working with weights is what you get a lot of guys who will come in here and they think that the amount of weight that they move is how strong they are. In actuality, it's about mind-muscle connection as well, and we're going to go over all this while we're going through the exercises. Well, what you're thinking about, which head of the muscle you're trying to hit, and focusing on getting the best pump you can and the best squeeze you can, so that you're stimulating the muscle as much as you can throughout the movement. That's the biggest thing that I want you guys to take away from this tricep video. Is don't worry about the weights. Focus more on the form, on the quality of repetition, and getting the nice squeeze and the burn and the pump in the muscle. That's what we're looking to do. Anything else you want to add, Matt?
One of the things that I emphasize for triceps is triceps tend to have a little bit more slow twitch muscle fibers, so a higher repetition actually works better for your triceps. And I've definitely found over the years that if I try to go too heavy, I don't get a good feel in the muscles because I'm just worried about moving the weight. And then I also have joint pain. So if you have joint pain, obviously it's going to affect your workout and you're not going to be able to go as hard as you like. So anywhere from, I'd say, from minimum 8 repetitions on triceps, anything less than that, you're not wasting your time, but more than likely your forearm's going to break down and you're taking a lot of the tension off your triceps. It's all about the tension that you're putting on your triceps. It's not how much weight. Your body doesn't have a scale. It doesn't know, okay, Aaron's lifting 100 pounds. He must want to grow. It doesn't know the difference between 50 and 100. All it knows is tension. And if your form's breaking down, you're actually taking tension off the triceps, which is going to minimize the results.
All right, guys. See you in the gym. Guys, we're going to start with tricep push downs. Again, here what I'm trying to do is I'm constantly keeping my elbows in, and Matt will kind of go over this with you while I'm doing it so you can kind of see it in action while he explains the movement. But again, the biggest thing that I'm doing is I'm trying to control the muscle all the way through all 3 parts of the movement, the static, the negative, and the positive movement. I'm trying to flex and control that muscle the entire time. So Matt, go ahead and kind of explain what's going on here.
Alright, so as we talked about, each exercise is going to work a muscle differently. The triceps have 3 heads. So this exercise works more of the lateral head of the tricep right here. So when you're doing this exercise, really try focusing on that area. Each time you can see it's slow, controlled. You want to get a good squeeze on the bottom, separate the ropes. A lot of people go too heavy and they don't separate the ropes, which gives you a far better contraction than if you were to just go straight down. So really emphasize stretching on the rope.
Yeah, guys, the other trick that I wanted to just kind of go over real quick with you too is notice how his elbows are the hinge, okay? There's no shoulder, there's no sway, there's no momentum. You see a lot of guys who think that, well, if I do this, I'm still doing triceps. Well, no, you're losing half the motion when you rock and when you lose that movement. As Matt's doing it so slow and controlled, it's just purely working that tricep, and that's the only goal that we're trying to do is to just hit the tricep. So keep that in mind, as it's all about control. It's quality over quantity here.
The other thing that a lot of people do wrong is they let their elbows, I was showing real quick, they let their elbows travel up. When you do that, you take all tension off your triceps. So, like Aaron just said, your elbows are a hinge. If you want to work your triceps, the elbows shouldn't be moving around, they shouldn't be swaying if you want to keep all the tension on your triceps. Next exercise we're going to be doing is called skull crushers here. As you can see, Aaron's using a full range of motion. Now, a lot of people when they do skull crushers, they don't use a full range of motion, and you see a partial movement. It's really important to use a full range of motion. Your muscles have what's called actin and myosin, and those need to be optimally aligned, which you have to do by stretching the muscle. If your actin and myosin are not optimally aligned, you're not going to develop as much force and you're not going to recruit as many muscle fibers. So make sure full range of motion on each exercise. As you can see, his elbows are not moving back and forth, they're not swaying out, they're just a hinge. Any tricep exercise, just think elbows are a hinge.
Yeah, again, guys, the only thing that I would add to this one is, really understanding that, again, it's a power movement, but what you're really trying to do is, it's controlled power. The more controlled you can be in this movement, and the more you, like he was saying, you use your elbows as a hinge on this, the quicker you're going to feel the burn. This is only our second exercise, and I'm already feeling really, really pumped up right now in my tricep, and it's all just because of form. That's the biggest thing. As you notice, it doesn't matter what weight you're using. Use a weight that's appropriate for what you're trying to do. That's the biggest thing.
The last thing I want to add is if you have elbow pain with this exercise, a lot of people have elbow pain when they do it. The thing that you can do is actually bring the barbell behind your head a little bit and then extend backwards. That actually alleviates a lot of the elbow pain. Actually, if I ever have elbow pain, that's the way I'll do skull crushers. And now, when you're doing this exercise, you're going to be feeling it more in the lateral head of the tricep and medial head of the tricep. The long head is activated, but you're not going to feel it as much there. So really try to concentrate on feeling the tension, full range of motion. And the other thing is just make sure you're coming down slowly. A lot of people will come down really quick, which you're just zapping your gains because you're not controlling the negative. When you control the negative, you actually make your muscles work harder.
exercise we're doing is dips. Some people might wonder why are you doing dips in the middle of a workout routine. And again, it's because of the way that we're hitting the different heads. We've had a little bit of a pre-exhaust with what we started with our warm-up. We went to a more power movement. Now we're back to more of a finesse movement. But as you'll see, as our reps are, even with just our body weight, our reps are going to start decreasing and decreasing as we're fatiguing the muscle. And I'm going to do these, Matt.
The biggest thing here when you're doing these is you don't want to lean too far forward. You want to have a little bit more upright position. If you start leaning forward, it becomes more of a lower pec exercise. Obviously your triceps are still assisting with it, but if you want to emphasize the triceps, you want to make sure that you're more upright. So this exercise you should feel in all the heads here. Biggest thing, a lot of people when doing these exercises, they say they might have a little shoulder discomfort. It can be kind of stressful on the AC joint, so just be careful with it, but you still want to make sure you're using a full range of motion. You'll see people, you know, bust out 25, 50 of these, but they're using a partial range of motion. Once again, you got to stretch the muscle optimally to recruit all the muscle fibers, so make sure you're using a full range of motion or you're wasting your time.
And the other thing, guys, is as you can see here, it's the control on the way down, and it's going all the way to parallel 90 degrees, and then you're coming back up. That's the biggest thing that a lot of people miss, is they go on there and they're just doing quick pushes, and that doesn't really do anything. That's one thing that I would recommend to you guys, is just understanding that you need to, if you do it properly, you're going to really feel this one. This one, especially in the middle of your workout, is just going to kick your butt for the rest of the day. You're screwed after this one. Press downs, the next exercise that we're going to do. And again, this one's a little bit different. We use the cambered bar just because it's a little bit easier on the wrist for this one, and you can really feel it more in your tricep. You don't have to worry so much about your grip on it. It just makes it a little bit easier to isolate.
So with these, it's the same premise as the regular press downs. You still want to keep your elbows by your side. You don't want them traveling out in front of you at all. So on here, the regular press downs, like we talked about, work more of the lateral head of the tricep. This one is going to work more of the back head of the tricep. So really try, when you're working, really try to focus right here is where you want to feel the tension. So as you can see, full range of motion, about 90 degrees, maybe a little bit past, it depends on you. So I always teach everyone, your range of motion is how far you can go without your elbows traveling forward. Because as soon as your elbows travel forward, you start taking tension off your tricep, which you don't want to do. So with these, I like to go a little bit lighter and really feel it. If I go too heavy, I feel a lot of wrist pain, and then it's really hard to grip the bar as well. So if your wrist hurts and it's hard to grip the bar, most likely you're not going to be concentrating on your triceps.
The other thing I want to add on this one, guys, is when you get to that top, remember that if you're flexing your muscle during the exercise and really focusing on that mind-muscle connection, really trying to think about what exercise you're doing and why you're doing it, by the time you're done, you're really going to feel it right in that upper head, and it's really going to you're going to feel a real tight pump, just keep coming and coming and coming every rep. This is a really, really great exercise, especially at the end of a workout, kind of like almost a cap off. A lot of people will do this for the last exercise. We've got one more after this, but I'm telling you, this is a great exercise to kind of just finish off your tricep with. One of probably my favorite tricep exercises ever.
And if there's any ladies watching this video, I always get the question, how can I work the back of my arms? You know, that tends to be a trouble spot for the ladies. This type of exercise is going to be really good for you. Anything also for the ladies, anything overhead is going to work that area as well. So if there's any ladies watching, this exercise is good, or any overhead exercise extension is good for you too.
have for triceps for this sample workout is going to be VDAR push downs. A lot of people do this exercise at the beginning or at the end of a workout, especially for triceps. I like to do them at the end, and one of the biggest things I like to do, especially for the last exercise that I do with a muscle group, is do what we call drop sets. That's where you go a little bit heavier, try to get 10 to 12 reps, you drop it down, drop the weight, not quite half, and then you try to do another 10 to 12, just to really kind of finish off the muscle, pump as much blood as we can, and do it before we take a week to let it recover. So Matt's going to kind of go ahead and explain this while I get going.
So the V-bar press downs. This exercise is very similar to the rope press downs. It's kind of hitting the same area. But what's nice about the V-bar is actually you're able to use a little bit more weight. So and the reason why you do a drop set at the end is, now you're obviously going to go to failure each time. But now when you drop it, I prefer about 20, 30%, 50%, like Aaron said, is a little too light of a drop. And drop about 20, 30%. Now you're making sure you're hitting every single last muscle fiber. Even when you go to failure, there's still some muscle fibers that aren't recruited. But when you do the drop set, you're forcing every single muscle fiber to be recruited throughout that set. So it's just a great way to finish it. Getting blood to the muscle is very important as well. So blood brings nutrients, so the more blood you can bring to the muscle, the more nutrients you're going to be able to bring to the muscle as well, which stimulates growth.
Ow. That was the tricep workout. Again, a sample workout for you guys. Kind of went over, hit all the heads, burn out at the end, did some drop sets, taught you what that was, taught you a couple different ways to hit a couple different spots. Matt, anything else you want to recap with?
So just because we only did 5 exercises in this video, we only used a couple techniques. There's so many different ways to hit the tricep, so don't think this is the only exercises you have to do. There's literally probably 20, 30 exercises you can do for tris and different little techniques that hit them differently and stimulate growth. So let us know how you like the video. If you have any questions, please let us know. And that's all I got for you guys.
All right, guys, as always, please like and subscribe. Leave your comments below. If you tried the workout, let us know how it did for you. Again, this is just our opinions, so don't consider it law. It's just a helpful advice to you. As always, I want to thank Matt, Lakeshore Elite Fitness. Go to Lakeshore Elite Fitness on Facebook and check him out. Again, we're at Powerhouse Gym in Grand Haven. If you want to come on down and sign up and join us for a workout, feel free. Again, it's Powerhouse GH. Just search Powerhouse. You can go to Grand Haven, search it. It'll bring you right to the site. They're also on Facebook at Powerhouse in Grand Haven. Go ahead and search them on there. And as always, see you in the next one.